It's Overreaction Monday here on the Chiefs Report, but before we get into the latest rumors and overreactions, what's not an overreaction is you guys doing a great job. Appreciate you guys very much. We hit the 10,000 subscriber mark last night. Give yourself a pat on the back. If you haven't subscribed already, I don't know what you're waiting for. Get subscribed. We got videos going up on the channel almost every single day. The latest information and news and rumors and mailbags and all kinds of videos here surrounding your Kansas City Chiefs. So subscribe. We're going to keep you guys up to date throughout the season and on into the offseason. But it is overreaction, so let's go ahead and get into some of the topics. Juan Thornhill, where the hell is he? He only played in 11 snaps last night. This was a talking point on the internet last night and on into today is what is going on with Juan Thornhill? Why is he not playing more, especially with Derek Carr and that passing attack having their way against Kansas City? Andy Reid had said that, well, we planned it that way. We planned for him to be a situational guy, which is kind of strange against a team that was having its way throwing the football. I love Dan Sorensen, but he played every single snap and pretty much has the last several weeks. He should not play 59 snaps to Juan Thornhill's 11, especially against a passing offense. I don't get that. Now, I know Dirty Dan's kind of like your third linebacker sometimes, so I suppose I get that side of it, but I don't understand Juan Thornhill only playing in 11 snaps last night. That is very strange. Obviously, Honey Badger is going to play every single snap. He's arguably your best player on defense, but why is Juan Thornhill your early pick from last year only playing in, 15, 20% of the snaps? I don't get it. I think it's a weird situation, and I'm not really sure what the approach is there. And obviously, Dirty Dan had the interception late, put the game away, but this secondary struggled, and Juan Thornhill is arguably your best center fielder type of safety, your single high type of guy. You look at these two side by side, Sorensen's been getting more opportunities, and certainly he's played great. I love Dirty Dan. I'm okay if he plays most of the snaps as like your third safety linebacker hybrid. I just think that Juan Thornhill should get to play some more than he has been, especially last night. I thought that was a strange approach by Kansas City. They got away with it, but I got to say, I was very, very surprised by how little Juan Thornhill played in this game. I know he didn't play that much, but when I saw the snap counts this morning, 11 snaps, I was very, very surprised. So who should play more if you have to decide between these two? Type JT for Juan Thornhill, type DS for Dan Sorensen. It doesn't have to be either or. I think they should both play a lot, but I'd like to see Juan Thornhill, a guy you've invested a lot in, play a little bit more than he is now. So I'm going to type my JT. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. JT or DS, let me know what you guys think down below. All right, is the MVP race over? Our next topic here on Overreaction Monday. I think we're well on our way to that being the case. I'm not going to declare the race over, but Patrick Mahomes has taken a firm lead in this race over Russell Wilson, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, and the rest of them. And the betting odds would suggest that. Patrick Mahomes has been incredible this season. Had another great game last night. Did throw his second pick of the year, but that was a miscommunication from Demarcus Robinson's part. He threw the ball exactly where he expected Robinson to be, and Robinson broke off the route. So that's one of those, D-Rob's your number 4 receiver for a reason, and he played more snaps last night with Sammy Watkins out. They weren't on the same page. It happens. 27 touchdowns to 2 picks. I'm not going to freak out too much about that. But Pat Mahomes showed last night when it counted most, he went into MVP mode. 34-45, 348, couple of touchdowns, rating over 100, led that game-winning drive. He was excellent against the Las Vegas Raiders, especially in crunch time, and that is where you make your money. He's the 2018 MVP for a reason, and I think he is well on his way to being the 2020 NFL MVP as well. I think Russell Wilson's falling back in the pack, and Pat Mahomes, unless he just falls off a cliff, will probably win the award. Now, if you want to go bet on who's going to win the MVP, there's only one place to do it, and that is BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Plug in that promo code Chiefs125. You get a 125% deposit bonus. It's the best deal out there. I've made a bunch of money with these guys. That 125% deposit bonus, that code Chiefs125, it's exclusive for you Chiefs fans only. It's the best deal out there. And hey, if you're still not sold after everything I've said, how about our jersey deal? We've extended it another week for you guys. So if you are a new customer, we'll hook you guys up with a brand new Chiefs jersey. So all you got to do is get going with BetUS. place that initial bet after you deposit using promo code Chiefs125, and we'll hook you guys up with a free Chiefs jersey. Just email us, chiefs@chatsports.com. Once you get going with BetUS, we got tons of Chiefs jerseys available just for you guys. So get going. It's BetUS, chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Use that promo code Chiefs125. All right. Are the Chiefs getting the number 1 seed? We'll see. It's important this year because not the top 2, just the top 1 gets a bye in the first round of the NFL playoffs, with the NFL expanding to 7 teams this year. Kansas City trails only the Pittsburgh Steelers right now by 1 game because Pittsburgh's still undefeated, if you can believe that. KC at 9-1, Pittsburgh at 10-0. 2-team race at this point, in my opinion, for who's going to get that number 1 seed. You look at the AFC playoff picture right now. Like I mentioned, Pittsburgh 10-0, Kansas City 9-1. You got Buffalo, the Colts, the Titans, the Browns, who have 7 wins. The Raiders holding the 7th seed right now. Ironically enough, Chiefs-Raiders would be a first-round matchup right now with the Steelers getting that bye. But I think the Chiefs got a pretty decent chance here of getting that number 1 seed. Let's just look at the remaining schedules for both Kansas City and Pittsburgh. Let's take a look here. For Kansas City here, as I pull it up, the next 3 games at Tampa. This is probably your toughest one left. If you can win that game, I think there's a good chance you win out. You play the Broncos Sunday Night Football at home. I don't expect that to be too tough. At Miami, who fell back to earth a little bit this weekend as Tua got benched. Then the final stretch at New Orleans. That'll probably be a tough game. We'll see if Drew Brees is back. The Falcons and Chargers at home. Those are games you should win. So at absolute most, you would lose twice. But I don't know if they're going to lose it all. I think Kansas City's toughest test remaining may have been last night against the Raiders, who have been able to do some good things against Kansas City this year. And then you look at the Steelers' remaining schedule. Ravens Thursday Night Football this week, although we'll see if that game gets pushed back. The Ravens had to shut down their facility today with a couple of positive COVID tests. Week 13 against Washington. Ignore the error in the logo there. They play Washington Week 13. And then Week 14 against the Buffalo Bills. I think that could be a tough game on the road as well. Then at Cincinnati, obviously Joe Burrow's out for the year. The Colts at home, and then at the Browns. So, I can't imagine the Steelers are going to run the table and go 16-0. If the Chiefs win out, I think they can get that number 1 seed, because I think Pittsburgh will lose once, if not twice. So we will have to wait and see. I'll go ahead and leave it up to you guys. Who will get the number 1 seed in the AFC? Type KC for the Chiefs. Type PIT for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you guys think? Who is going to get that number 1 seed? Go ahead and let me know down in the comment section. Something that would help Kansas City is if Chris Jones and Frank Clark could start stepping it up. We talked about this last night on our instant reaction video after the game, that this pass rush was non-existent. It was absolutely non-existent, and these are the 2 guys that you have paid big money to get after the quarterback. And while they've been good this year, they've been a little bit inconsistent. I would like to see more from Frank Clark. I would like to see more from Chris Jones. You put the numbers side by side here. They're good numbers, but they're not $20 million a year player numbers. They've combined for 9.5 sacks in 10 games, so about half a sack each per game. That's okay. Chris Jones has had a bunch of quarterback hits. Jones either plays really well or is kind of invisible, whereas Clark is, kind of in between, right? Like, he usually plays fairly well, but rarely has a monster game. So I'm looking for that consistency from both of these players, Chris Jones and Frank Clark, who come playoff time, you got to get after the quarterback. I mean, Derek Carr has had a really nice season, and I don't want to take anything away from him, but he kind of looked like an MVP candidate last night at times. And Derek Carr is not an MVP caliber quarterback. He's a solid quarterback, but he is not an MVP caliber quarterback. So I'm looking at Frank Clark, I'm looking at Chris Jones, and I'm saying, hey, these 2 guys got to step up in the future, especially as we get closer and closer to the playoffs, which I think they will. I think these guys will play a lot better. Before we sign off, wanted to thank you guys one more time for subscribing. We've crossed 10,000 subs, get to 11,000. Let's keep the train rolling. It's 100% free, so hit that subscribe button so you don't ever miss a video. Turn on those noties so you get notified on your phone once a video goes out on the channel. I'm Harrison Graham signing off. We'll see you very, very soon here on the Chiefs Report.